When you put this outfit together, did you have looks in mind?
Yeah, just was trying to look like a spaceman, and then I was like, holy shit, this is all sound gear. I should do some work. Yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of field recording. I didn't really have a pop screen that fits in this grade, so just put it in this bad boy. So hopefully I don't know how people's gibberish is going to get. Some people are like pretty soft, and some people are just going to like spit all over the mic. So hopefully this protects it. There's some puppetry, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And there's like 4 puppets you can kind of make random vocalizations. So I'm just going to get a bunch of people and see whose gibberish is better for this game or not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see who's willing to even do it.
And then make a gun sound.
Pew. Monica, will you make some gibberish for me?
What? Why?
Vocal gibberish.
What am I supposed to say?
Just making weird noises.
Just.
Say, will you make weird noises for me? No, we're looking for a winner. Clamp.
Vocal gibberish.
Yeah.
Like.
Hey, Amy.
Yes.
Could you give me some vocal gibberish for the puppets? Pretty good.
All right, cool.
Thank you. Key, would you be able to give me some vocal gibberish for the puppets?
What? Stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna keep staring you in the eye while I do this.
This is
Super
cool.
uncomfortable.
It's emotional.
I'll do some puppets for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Zach, hit me with it. Nailed it.
There you go.
And then can we do one where you just mouth open? Like, perfect. Thank you. I love my job so much. It's so good.
It's hard to sort what actually got done, so maybe we could just go around and we can talk about what got done yesterday. The game got running, which is awesome. You guys solved the major mysteries of why things were not working.
Yes.
So it was network replication stuff.
It's a mixture of things. That was one of them.
Well, the first
physics.
one was the physics.
There was physics issues. There was replication issues.
Both of the issues I had were both
replication based.
both
Okay, so they're
replication
physics and
issues.
replication
Okay.
issues.
For you two today, getting the basic Periscope game up and running, and then you've got hands. The Periscope and tentacle are the only weird hands we currently have. So everything else is just kind of like, yep, more hands after that, and you're out. You're here today, tomorrow, and then you're out for the rest of AF, right? Okay, yeah. So if we could just get through the hands that you have left, then I think we'll be in a pretty good shape.
Cool. Are we getting this all on tape?
Your desk is too meticulous.
Yeah, well, I just punched half the shit off of it accidentally with this stupid VR headset on. I almost broke this thing. Like, I've always been worried that I was going to break his little Ormagoden belt buckle stuff because it's just really delicate, and I just slammed my controller right into him. It's a very embarrassing game.
That's the point.
That is the point. Yeah, because embarrassment is funny. I'm mostly doing some character works and hands because we're going to have a lot of different kinds of hands that can grab hold of stuff and any sort of rigged props. But I'm going to do a lobster claws. I just did a tentacle that can curl up real nicely. I did a periscope arm that's got a big eyeball because you're a monster. Ham puppets. We're doing some ham puppets. One's a hamburger. One's a cat. One's a dead unicorn. I don't know why he's dead, but you can ask Emily because she thought it up. And I hear you, Emily. And what else? Tooth Fairy hands, burglar hands, Grim Reaper hands. And that's coming up.
I mean, this all sounds pretty fun. It's
Oh yeah, it's fun. What do you want to look at?
And that was kind of boring, but like, is there any stuff you're really excited about? Yeah.
That's Miyuki's design. So he's actually not that complicated. The only thing I really had to do here, so those are all the joints in him. All those red ones are just eyeballs, and then you can rotate them. You know, they just all look around and stuff like that. We didn't know what to do with his mouth. I just have it so he can kind of go. Luckily, he doesn't have to lip sync or anything like that.
Yeah.
Do you see, like, sitting through the meetings and seeing the programmers freaking out about VR and getting these things to work, does it make you glad that you're not a programmer?
I never want to be a programmer. Never, ever. It's all magic to me. My brain doesn't function well enough anymore to be a programmer.
No, this is a collision thing. It's a collision thing on here.
Yeah, just,
Well, we're not doing that now,
Yeah.
are we?
No.
Why would we do that now?
we shouldn't do that now. We should go to the instance and set up the scenarios we want to play. Which ones do you guys want to play? The two
Whatever's
ones you can
working.
play?
Yes. There we go.
Are there any butts in the Periscope game? Can there be butts? Because then we call it Das Toot.
Nope.
It's here.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
Can you
change
see?
the offset,
Does
but
the periscope work?
yeah,
I have no right hand, but
yes, you
so I
have
can't
a
see what the
periscope.
periscope sees. I hold it like this.
Yeah, I mean, this is not testable in this state.
Wait,
So.
why is the hand?
Yeah, the hand is below. Without figuring
this.
out that scale, that is very specific,
So-
it's unplayable.
Okay, so this is what I'm confused about. So the offset
I'm
is
confused
like
too.
you're just setting a water line to the eye height.
If we
And
did
then-
that, you wouldn't be able to reach any of the islands. Unless they were all tiny and right next to you.
Yeah, I get what you mean by that. Why is?
I don't get what you mean by that.
Below the water.
This
This
is
is
what
like-
you have to do.
Well, no, I mean, this is what you have to do. Like, you're just looking about, like, if this was the water line and I can't see what's up here and I'm doing this and I pick up this. I guess I'm worried that we're just talking about different things.
No, I think we're talking about the same thing, and there may be some sort of limitation with the hand tracking that makes that really hard to do without making things a tiny scale. Like, it's weird, but
I'm confused as to what the periscope sees right now. Why are there no islands and no water and?
it's down under for some reason.
All right. Well, I mean, we've sort of seen everything we can see. This is just talking about this one particular one. So that was our playtest for today. Leaving aside the eye height thing, if you're just tuning it for yourself, like you can leave that aside and say, like, where would these things be placed?
The periscope, we just need a correct offset for the player's head. That's it. Everything sounds easy. I'm sure we'll figure it out when we sit down and actually try to place it. So, what are you doing with the racket? You said the racket was broken.
You have to grab it and it should go to the next task.
Well, did you grab the racket?
Yes.
Let's do that again.
Okay.
Something was broken and they were going to have to redo a bunch of things again.
From scratch?
I don't know. I didn't understand. I wasn't getting all of the details. I was also trying to do work.
Tell us about everyone else's project.
Yeah.
All the things that you hear.
I hear lots of they're all around me. I've got kiln here. I've got I have no idea what I'm doing here, and I've got Gods Must Be Hungry right there. And my team is all at the other end of the building. I got the combat test map working, so I can kind of easily create a small number of creatures with a very specific set of traits that I want, and just try fighting them and see how that plays out. And so I'm using that to see what it feels like to fight some slow guys, some fast guys. Oh god, the creatures are killing me. Oh god. So the population it's generating at the start right now is very similar every time. Where they end up in the world is different. So like this guy's not terribly, oh no, he's pretty fast too. Okay. Oh, my placeholder particle effects went in. I've got purple circles when you throw a fruit and stun the guy, and then I've got blue circles when you teleport. Oh god, and now I'm gonna die again. So far the game's mostly about dying, like most games.
So something we definitely observed is that Sylvia was frustrated about something, and we're afraid to ask him what that is.
Actually, I'm not sure specifically what problems he was looking at today. I know there was something to do with audio that he was trying to take care of, and I think he got that solved.
Don't matter if they're not voice. Voice they need to have durations. I don't know how to get those properties in there.
You shouldn't need voice durations for sound effects. That's where.
But animal
But the
five
voice
ship
files
is
do.
a.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly happy with the progress so far, at least my progress. There are multiple issues, but the main one for today was that we are the first team that to get like dialogue in. So even though no teams had it working, we were the first ones to try and get it to work.
Yeah, so getting this information from into Unreal required something custom Duncan wrote. And it seems that like everything that he made hasn't really worked like one-to-one with each project.
AK audio component requires that. And that took a while. It took a while because we had to like deal with a little bit, well, my unfamiliarity with the WISE interface, for instance, and the audio guys' unfamiliarity with our scripting, our scripts to actually build the audio build. So we had a problem that no one really had the whole picture, and that took a while to figure out.
Pretty sure we need to make Bancraft still for voice and everything in Unreal, so once that starts fixed, let us know, and then we'll plug that in, and then voice should start working again.
Okay.
Or working for the first time, I should say. Cool. All right. Let me know when... There's just little pieces of lines in the code that are like pointing the wrong place, and they all need to be pointing to the correct place for these new projects, and a lot of times it's in these really, really obscure places, and so it was really just like, today we spent most of the day sleuthing, trying to figure out why VO is not working the way it's supposed to. I think we all were just kind of crossing our fingers like, it's just gonna work. We're just gonna put VO in how we normally do, and hit export, and we're gonna do our thing, and it's gonna work, and of course, none of it works, and every step of the way it didn't work, so it's cool. Now that we know the problem, the hard part's over, but now I'm like pretty behind on all the stuff I was supposed to do today. So I had this fat list. It's like cracked my knuckles and was getting ready to work, and then I got pulled into this for the whole day. So it was pretty cool seeing Silvio work actually, because he's just looking in scripts and like following the trail of like, where's this break? Okay, stopped here. Let's see what's wrong. Okay, where'd this break? Okay, let's see. And then it was just cool seeing him zip around all his software. He's got like 40 freaking tabs open, and he's like cycling through all these windows. He's talking to himself. He's going into a trance. It was amazing. And I'm sure he's cursing my name under his breath a little bit.
Anytime that I'm not actively hitting the keyboard, I'm wasting time. You know, even just waiting for a build, or you know, hitting play and like waiting for it to start, even that kind of thing. This, for instance.
Sorry.
I'm already here late every day. Like I don't know right now if I'm leaving in 10 minutes or in an hour and 10 minutes.
Do you feel like you have an obligation to Devin to put those hours in, or make sure you're not wasting any time?
No, not so much to Devin, but I feel more like a desire to get as much done as possible, because I do. It's more like an obligation to the spirit of a game jam, which is you just cram everything that you can in this short amount of time, because you know you're not gonna get more time, you're not gonna get more money. This is all you have, and after this, nothing. So in whatever state the game is left, that's how it is. And so I feel an obligation to the spirit of a game jam to put in as much time as I can. And that's what I'm trying to do.
You gonna be around another hour?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'll stick around until like 9:40. Like I said, I do feel like they were behind, so I feel bad about leaving.
Where I want to be? I mean, I'd like it to be totally done. I would have liked it to have been like a complete game on the first day. That would be awesome, because then I would have had 2 weeks to like polish it and come up with crazy new ideas, try more stuff. I'm happy with where we are right now, but you always wish that you had like gotten more stuff done already.
Like, I'm not sure what it is.
Is this going to aid in your
It's going to be a
project
disaster.
leading? Yeah?
Yeah.
There's more of this. There's more whiskey.
I know, I'm
Here.
looking forward to it.
Family that crafts Irish whiskey.
So when you really like trying to figure out what the true difference
This is
between
a
the
family,
disciplines
and that's what they do.
of folks who make video games,
Yeah.
the undeniable one is that programmers cannot program while drinking.
Yeah.
Whereas artists and designers are like, we're okay.
That's actually
We're learning all the time.
There's,
about your-
are you familiar with the Balmer Peak? There's like this. There's this theory that at a certain amount of alcohol, you reach maximum programming ability, but then there's like a drop off once you go
And that
beyond
amount is
that
like
point.
0.001 based on
I
all
forget
the
where it
programmers
is.
I've known.
I really could. I
The thing is, it's all subjective, really. So you just think it's good, and so that's what matters.
Yeah.
You're more likely to
So you
think it's
just
good.
basically drunk all day? Is that how you crank it all that hard?
That's how Lee does
How you
it.
keep the lines
I wish.
loose.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's works really well in video games. You're like, I just wanted to stay loose with this, so I just checked in this polygon soup and clicked a button. Someone else fixed this shit.
Let me work my magic on it.
I love the shit face label. Just like just kind of trails off and goes down. Just random letters.
This is just one of the best. Okay, so this is what these different elements lend to.
On our machines, yeah. You need to grab Tucker. Builds. Grab that top folder, copy it to your desktop. I told them not to jump in any pots until everybody was in.
So,
okay, see if you can find somebody else.
What's happening right now?
Oh, and somebody just got in the pot. I'm in the pot. You got a problem with that?
I've been on the Kiln project trying to work on multiplayer. Matt and I are the two programmers on it, and we've been kind of tag teaming all the rest of the stuff. Nice.
I really like hijacking pots.
Finally, the past few days, I've got a little bit more dedicated time to multiplayer. I worked through a few bugs, and we kind of got our first team multiplayer test going today. The last few hours of the afternoon.
You just need to find a game.
It kind of works.
It's kind of
works.
working, man.
This is amazing.
It's so satisfying. Like seeing all these guys flying around is really cool. What the hell is happening? This is amazing.
This is really awesome.
How are you feeling for the size of the space? Does it
Pretty
feel
good size, actually.
Kind
Like,
of good for fighting.
it feels kind of good to me.
His arms.
You don't want it to.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out
Oh
those
my God.
arms. See if you can jump.
I saw that. I saw
tell him
your
about
total
the
failure.
code, the
Whoever
code.
just tried to jump.
We got 8 people. There's a volume.
Yeah, it's not crashing
Yeah,
yet.
no, it doesn't crash. I mean, crazy shit happens, but
Crazy shit happens, yeah.
But it's-
so we got,
it's awesome, man.
at
Dude,
some point
it's
tomorrow
awesome.
we'll make a list of the things that are wrong, but
Yeah.
it's a good spot to be.
Chad seemed pretty happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He tried to act like he wasn't happy when he talked to us, but
Oh, good.
The headaches I've had recently, I don't know. I feel kind of surly. It's a lot of stuff to learn. It's a lot of crazy math, and debugging multiplayer is really hard. You have to have a client running and a server running, and debuggers attached to both, and alt-tabbing between windows, and trying not to click on this and that. And so by nature, it's hard to do, but just being able to focus has been tricky. With AF, there's so much excitement going on in the office. The VR team is set up right next to me, and they get some crazy stuff and all start shouting and yelling, and I'm just trying to think of numbers in my head. So, putting on headphones and just cranking the music has been pretty helpful. The flying's kind of fun.
It's really fun. It's way more fun than I thought it was going to be. And just seeing people flying around, too. They look like little
Where's it going?
bumblebees, just like...
Yeah, this is really fun, but we were talking about how it kind of breaks the game to be able to knock stuff around in spirit mode.
Oh, is the spirit?
Yeah, because you can mess with pots while people are trying to fight,
True.
and you end up being like overpowered.
Yeah, we could put some fun spirit blocks you could knock around just for fun.
Yeah, only in spirit mode. Yeah.
Now that you can kind of play it, I think most people on the team jumping in and playing it, all of them started having ideas on stuff they could change or fix, or look at this, I can animate this differently, or like I can't see it from this distance, and all the stuff you start seeing when you actually play a game starts coming out. So for me, it's really great to get the team to that point where we can start that iteration, and it's great to be at that midway through AF. Some AFs you don't hit that until the very last day.
Okay, wait. What is happening? It's horrifying.
It's so insane. Even you guys can jump in and try it if you want. But, no Max more.
That's big.
It's pretty.
Now you
it's
need
pretty awesome.
everything else. Now you need titles over everyone's
Yeah,
heads
yeah.
and lobbies and
Yeah.
fun.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
It's exciting, man. It's cool.
Yeah, man. And you got butts.
And we got so many butts. Yeah, I mean, it did make me realize how much game we actually have to make, like in terms of how to make a fun game and stuff. This was really fun and amazing, but I still think it's going to be a challenge to balance something like this, where you can never die and you can just fly around anywhere. Weird stuff like that I hadn't been thinking about up until now. 8 stupid-looking pots like banging up against each other, trying to hit each other with a sword. I think it's gonna be hilarious. And, even if it's bad, it'll be super funny. But I'm just curious how that's gonna go. So.
Devin, You son of a bitch. Still pushing genomes around the office. That's it. Well, yes. Darwin got you pushing too many pencils.
That's good.
We had a lot of props come in the last 48 hours. So like the world is now being populated with, things that represent what we want in the final product, which is really rad to see. And especially like, it didn't really, it just sort of felt like this random scattering of stuff until we got the platforms arted up. And now that's in place, and like it really just looks like more of a game level, and just some assets are missing, which is super exciting. We've moved on from like the simple machines to like the more complex stuff, where you actually have some interaction with it beyond just pressing a button and waiting. It was very satisfying to like get into the test world and actually interact with this thing that has just been this abstract concept in my head for a long time. It's still a little bit broken.
Can you show us a little bit of how this one is functioning, or do you have anything that actually
functioning should be in quotes. So if TK will work for me, there we go. So the idea is that once you put the food in, the guillotine blades drop automatically, and then in order to get the food back out, you have to bring the blades up. And I'm trying to get it to lock in right now.
Yeah.
When it gets up here, it should like break TK and then lock into place and no longer be affected by gravity and physics. So I was trying to do that, didn't quite get it, and obviously there's some problems with it kind of freaking out when it hits collision.
So it's giving like a little red notification line when you.
Yeah. So
is it trying to tell you something?
It's basically saying that this logic path is being executed.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I get up to here, I'm colliding with an invisible object that I have set up. And then it's hitting here, but I can see it's not actually lighting up this part. So that shows me that branch, this condition right here is false. So I need to look at why that's false and figure out how to get this working.
Have you gotten to try out all the machines enough to know which one's going to be the trickiest to implement?
No, I haven't. A lot of this stuff is sort of new to me as a gameplay programmer, so I'm learning this on the go as well. So each of these, like I'm heavily relying on Key, the other programmer on the project, because he knows a lot of this stuff. So I'll be like, hey Key,
This is also your first Amnesia Fortnight here.
That's correct.
How are you feeling about the experience overall so far?
It's been crazy. Being able to have this opportunity to dive into stuff that you don't normally work in, and you get to learn a lot very quickly. So I feel like after AF, I'm going to be much better equipped to handle a wider variety of problems in, for example, Psychonauts 2. Yeah, I know like we have a bunch of people hopping on modeling, people that, you go from like QA and IT and like all these sort of divergent disciplines coming together and pitching in wherever they can, and I think that's really cool.
And that should be it. So now you try the tool. Save it. Export out of mesh. And it worked. Hey, that works. Cool. Stop. When it's done, come and get me. All right. Cool. Thanks. Sure.
We have a lot of stuff to model, and I knew some about Maya, like a little bit. Just doing as much as I can to like just generate a whole ton of models and assets.
Did you make them out of polygons or are they NURBs? These are NURBs.
Difference?
Difference is we don't use NURBs. We use polys.
Well, shit.
Yep, that should get you going. Just use polys.
Fuck if I know. I am using Maya for basically the third time in my life to try to make the first thing I ever put in a video game, basically.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what a nerve is, but I may have to ask Paul.
Yeah, I was going to Google that as soon as you guys go away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I spent about 4 hours doing things wrong, and now hopefully the next 4 hours won't be wrong.
So in addition to Paul, we now have Justin and Vic and Penn working on props for this game. Penn is sending me stuff from home since he already left town, and it's looking rad. He got the God Hand model. It's got like the design of the robe on there, but I think hidden on the underside, he like snuck a drawing of me in that texture. So if you somehow manage to get, the player probably won't be able to see that, But if somehow you unpack this game, you will see this Pen Ward illustration of me, which is very silly. Fingers are moving around and like tapping impatiently while he's waiting for you to finish the meal. So the fact that we're at least going to have that is, it's a huge relief, basically. So yeah, today I'm feeling really good. We have a ton to do still, but you know, I think we can do it. And I think everyone's just going to have bad days and good days, and those are just going to keep doing that until the very end. And I mean, everyone here is smart and capable enough to like get something really rad by the end of this fortnight. So I think that's just to be expected. I mean, I could have a terrible day tomorrow. We'll see.